Hey guys, what up? Total Control 871. I'm back. Alright, so I'll explain real quick what happened with the whole temporary suspension thing. There have been a lot of very, very strange things that go on with my account from time to time. And of course, this phone that I use, it's hacked beyond belief. We won't even talk about the phone being hacked today. Another episode. So basically, what has been happening is, I guess, after the whole mountain lion cycling death, that video that got deleted by YouTube, because I made an argument about the nature of children today. They're frail, unable to take criticism. The way I grew up pretty much impervious to verbal harassment anyway. And the fact that all you need is a log off button to exit your so-called abuser. I would have given anything for a fucking log off button in my childhood. That's a whole nother thing. We'll talk about another day. But yeah, so after that video got deleted, strange things started happening. Most notably with the Philadelphia Naked Bike Ride that I participated in last year. What began to happen was the same content, actually. It's like there was a couple of intros to the bike ride, and then like maybe 4 sections of the actual bike ride itself. Like the same bike ride content would get restricted. And then I'd get an email again saying that it's been restricted again, which would mean that it had to be unrestricted to be restricted again. It was just very strange. And then this time, it was more than just restricted. It was slated for deletion, counting as another strike. Our mountain lion cyclist death video, that was my first content strike. They say it holds for 3 months. Of course, they give, in none of this do they ever give an explanation as to what it was they found offensive. Although in the Philadelphia Naked Bike Ride, they give like their general rubber stamping of nudity, yada yada yada. Of course, in my appeal, I basically asked, why mine and nobody else's? On YouTube, there are naked bike rides, world naked bike rides, going back almost 10 years. There's even a couple of naked dance parties out there for those of you who want to see such a thing. I mean, seriously, it's like all types. It's like a lot of middle-aged dad bods out there. Anyway, getting distracted again. So yeah, that's what was going on. And with the second strike came a 2-week ban for uploading. So I sent in my appeal. It was all within the same day. The strike was removed. The video was restored, age restricted again. I did search around. I signed out, cleared cookies, and checked out other people's footage of naked bike rides, and I did see that footage had also been age restricted. Alright, whatever. I mean, if my video is being treated the same as everybody else's, fair enough, whatever. But to simply target mine as being somehow different or unfair, I was telling somebody I did, even though I have front and rear mounts on, camera mounts on the bike, I deliberately did not use a rear mount footage. Matter of fact, there is no rear mount footage. I didn't even have the camera on the bike, the rear camera. And I did that deliberately too. I didn't want people in back of me feeling really strange and weirded out about having this camera just aimed right up their crotch, That might weird people out and shit. And yeah, there's a whole argument. The fact that you're stripping naked and riding your bike in public. The point. I didn't want to weird anybody out. And yeah, like Like, I think one commenter on my footage said something about, it's just a bunch of naked butts. Well, good. That's pretty much the sentiment. It's not about showing you every little thing, okay? It's about communicating a protest to you and the extremes that cyclists have to go to stay safe on the road. That's the object of the entire series of naked bike rides. So, at least in mine, I can't speak for anybody else's. Okay, moving on to so I'm back. Moving on to I'll link it down below. We have the Clearwater, Florida Sheriff Gutierrez. I know I'm mispronouncing it. Apology, Sheriff. Anyway, he gave a press conference after having met with the members of the NAACP. Okay, he according to his accounting of it, he felt the meeting went very well and that it was fruitful, and so fruitful that he wanted to schedule a press conference, which is what's linked down below. Check it out. I'm going to say this about his update press conference. Legally speaking, I 100% agree with everything he had to say. It's pretty much everything I said in my own emergency update. I'll put it to you like this: if you listen to the press conference, I'm sorry I didn't take a note of the timestamp to save you some effort, but I'm not lying to you. I couldn't help but notice a reporter, when it came to the Q&A portion of it, a reporter asked, did Mr. Drake go inside the store? Did he patron? So basically they're asking, did Drake patron the establishment that he was parked at? Oh, you liberals. It's a serious subject, but you're tripping over your own goddamn agenda. You see, you're trying so hard to dismantle and abolish the Second Amendment, and you're trying so very hard to go about doing it in a way that looks like you're not trying to dismantle. We don't want to take away anybody's guns. You're lying. Yes, you do. You very much indeed want to create a future where guns are outlawed by everybody. Quite arguably, even the police, perhaps. I laugh at this because, I don't know, can anybody think? Can anybody guess? Why would Total Control, you guys should know my style by now, why would Total Control take a chuckle at the liberal left suddenly taking issue with somebody at an establishment not patroning it? Yes, the Starbucks fiasco. And dare I say, even my McDonald's video, but that's another story. Because frankly, I did patron them all. But yes, the Starbucks fiasco. Oh my God, it's this shell game of liability swap around. You want it both ways so bad. Oh, you poor liberal baby. Oh, you want everything your way, you know. You already hijacked the fucking First Amendment, and hijacking the Second Amendment, and so we see here a very slippery slope where our left is trying very hard to be extremely selective about how laws get applied. And they are making an argument that the right, the conservative white right, is trying very hard to, as to how they selectively enforce stand your ground law when it is a black shooter. Do I want to go into that yet? No, not just yet. I'll just simply skip over the, just lightly touch along, just skip along our facts here. Yeah, one of the things I forgot to mention in my last update was that McLaughlin, not only did he, okay, so, well, we have them illegally parked, and that's been confirmed. You illegally parked in the handicap spot. That is quite literally the initial. Okay, that's that is the starting point of our incident here. Okay, had that illegal parking never happened, dude be alive. Very different situation. And are you sure now you really want to make that argument that Draka had no business being at the establishment if he's not patroning the establishment? Again, I am cautioning you. You cannot have it both ways. Okay? Get the fuck off the fence. Make up your mind. Okay? All right. So that is where things initiated. With that violation, we won't even call it a crime because it's true. It isn't that big of an infraction. Draka, again, like I said, they do indeed have their First Amendment right to voice their concerns over that. One of the things I hear from our liberal left is that they like to throw the term where he shot and killed, or Draka confronted this woman and her children. So they're trying to use this language that's very, oh, poor woman, that's, oh. If you look closely at the footage, okay, you see a very emboldened black woman. Well, don't get mad now that I said black. Come on now, ain't that how you say it? You strong black sisters. All right now, be strong, okay? And strong she was. So strong that she got out the car quite forcefully. Whew. She closed the door back of her. Say it's probably something along... There is no audio. I'm speculating when I say this. Say it again. Say it again. I believe Draka was mouthy. I believe our black sister got mouthy. And I believe things escalated from there, okay? Okay, I'm delivering I'm delivering the justice here as fairly as I possibly can. That being said, okay, as long as Draka was not physically threatening this woman, there's no audio, and I am sorry. The credit, if she were to take to the stand now and say that he was threatening to shoot and kill me and it really would not have a lot of credibility. Now that, you see what I'm saying? It just wouldn't have that much there'd be a credibility issue there. Not saying that it's impossible, that Draka wasn't verbally threatening her. That's a possibility. I'm willing to acknowledge that, but were I the jury, were I the judge, I would definitely have to weigh that little tidbit of testimony. Speaking real quick, I'm just going to jump side real quick here. Did anybody catch the fact that our duck boat survivor, Tia Coleman, whoa, she just blew herself in the foot real fucking bad. Because you guys know how I am with truth and calling things lies and how I like to expose these lies. Tia Coleman, during one of her press media tours, which I thought was kind of weird that having suffered such a devastating loss, you're doing media already, but whatever. She, from the looks of things, she told a lie. A pointless lie. A lie that you didn't even have to tell. A lot of lies are like that when you stop and think. That's the nature of lying. When you tell a lie, you never feel that the lie can stand on its own. And you feel compelled to tell a second or third lie to fortify our first lie. See? We see in our black box footage, or not footage, or audio recordings, footage and audio, video and audio. Duck boat captain, he's rattling off the preamble. Everything seemed to be going according to Tia Coleman's uh, accountment of the incident, except for the fact where the duck boat captain, where she claimed that the captain told the passengers that you won't need your life vests. That cannot be heard thus far. Maybe there's more footage that'll come out later. But preliminary evidence shows that Tia Coleman told a lie, and that she probably knew that there were video cameras there, but she probably didn't know that there was also audio being captured as well. So Tia Coleman may have done a huge amount of damage to that case, to that civil and criminal case. And she didn't even have to tell this lie, because trust me, whether the captain had said you use the vest or not use the vest, trust me, Duck Boat is fucking over and done with. Even with this fucking little lie fiasco, Duck Boat is so fucking done and over with. However, Tia Coleman gift wrapped and put a little bow and gave a huge, huge present to the defense. Very fucking stupid. You're telling lies when you don't have to. Something Robert Shepard's definitely knows a few things about, okay? You tell lies when you don't have to, all because you feel the need to fortify your fucked up fictitious narrative. Getting back to our shooting now. Yeah, so basically we're just gonna, like I said, you can link it, see it down below. I agree 100%. One of the things I want to say about the shoot at ground thing, and then I'm gonna move on. I understand that our liberal left are very fearful of creating a hair trigger culture, and I agree. That is a possibility. It is very much indeed a possibility that a hair trigger culture could indeed be created from Stand Your Ground. Where, who remembers? This is in Saudi Arabia. An American nightclub. He kind of brushed up against some wealthy Saudi going to the bar to get a drink. Now, gunfire didn't happen, but he ended up in jail. So, I understand where the left is going. Somebody bumps into you. Suddenly, it's now grounds for stand your ground. I'm gonna pull my gun and I'm gonna shoot you. You know, I understand where they're trying to go with that, but the sheriff, he did a very good job with spelling out the laws. He reads the statute, the law, and it's, I think it was in its entirety, all of its exceptions and things like that. Like, again, check out our video down below. So yeah, also what I am concerned with myself is that the police might feel the need, that they have a vested interest in preserving this law, presumably for their own officers to be able to use it when shooting an unarmed person. Yes, an unarmed black person. You know, okay, he didn't have a gun. Yeah, but he physically, so we could easily see here how the police could hijack this law to start shooting everybody that, and I mean everybody, white, black, and fucking everybody. Although most probably black, Latino, yeah. To start gunning down people of color who don't 100% comply with their verbal orders. Now, the way I think that should be combated, because I love my checks and balances, take the situation of my unlawful arrest with Ralph Burke in Pleasantville. I should have been able, if New Jersey had a stand your ground law, to blow him the fuck away. Excuse me. Yeah. After all, he was kidnapping me assaulting me, accosting me, binding me. Okay? I didn't break any law. And of course, that could spiral into a whole ugly... So our incident then spills into our judicial system, corrupting the judicial system. Does this judge now, would Judge Fauntleroy, now because I fucking shot and killed Ralph Burke, because I did that in that scenario, that, you know, he now has this need to find me guilty of the initial alleged crime, which then removes the stand your ground precedence. So we see where it could corrupt the judicial system. So not only could it corrupt law enforcement, it could corrupt citizens into a hair trigger scenario. So citizens could end up corrupted, police can end up corrupted, the judicial system can end up corrupted. I'm saying, am I saying that? End up. I think I'm putting EDs on things that don't belong. Just like Ralph Burke doesn't belong on the fucking police force. Anyway. So, stand your ground. And moving on from the whole can citizens shoot and kill law enforcement equally, the way law enforcement would presumably be able to shoot and kill citizens for stand your ground purposes. Moving on from that, what about, let's see, what was I going to say here? Okay, I got it now. The application of the law. Again, our liberal media, they brought up some very good points about the application of the law. Meaning, what if I, a poor man, a poor black man, now I get it. People tell me that I don't look homeless or whatever the case may be. I got my gym membership. I keep myself looking reasonably decent. The poor. Deep black, dark skin, shabby, low income. Remember now, the law and the Stand Your Ground law and our Second Amendment, they don't make any kind of connotations to race or your economic class. They just simply spell out a criteria for how the law can be used. Okay? Was it in Philadelphia? We had the young white millennial man stabbed to death by our young black man. You know, the young white millennial. He had money. He had businesses. He was an entrepreneur, friend of the left, you know, a liberal and whatnot. And he got stabbed to death by some young black kid home from college, delivering Uber Eats on a bicycle. Now, I've already made my case about why the fuck was this kid even stopped. If I was on my bike and I saw some people fighting over parking or whatever it was, dude, I would not have even stopped unless the people you're delivering the food to was one of them. Anyway, so nevertheless, just like we cannot vilify or find criminal fault with Draca for being at an establishment that he was not patroning, can we vilify and find criminal fault with our young black college student who decided to stop, his right to do it, and to verbally engage. Again, First Amendment, his right to do it. Okay? I'm anxious to hear from our black liberals. Because there was, you should have saw the Safe Surrender press conference. Oh, heartbreaking, baby. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Okay? And, so, in that kind of a scenario. You know, although a knife was used there and it took place in a state that doesn't have a stand your ground law, I get all that, but the point, you know, we're at a scenario like that down in Florida. My only caution, my only word of caution to Florida law enforcement, okay, make sure you're applying this law equally, okay? Failure to do that, that is what should trigger and initiate an armed revolt, chaos. What is it? I'm gonna shift now. What was this guy? The fuck? He shit. Hold on a second. Okay, I remember now. I'm sorry, there's just been so many of these shootings. My God. Thurman Blevin, am I saying that right? Thurman Blevin caused his own fucking death. I did indeed watch the news conference. I think I'll link it down below too. Thurman Blevin caused his own fucking death, and that's just simply all there is to it. Alright, number one, we have a report, you know, guy walking around with a gun, shooting in the air. Spot dude sitting on the curb. And yes, I know the family, out of their disconnected fantasy, accountment of events. You didn't know he had a gun. You didn't know. How you know? Of course they fucking knew. They knew because you urban black thugs love to sag your pants, okay? Hey, I actually support the SAG legally. There have been efforts where towns want to outlaw it, ban it, make it illegal. I oppose that because it is, in my opinion, that sagging it's into its second generation now. It's been with the black culture for so long that it is just that. It's black culture. It would be akin to telling a Jewish person, take off your yarmulke, Muslim, take off your hijab. Another case example here, Atlantic City, casinos for a very, very long time. Black women, I suppose men too, but that's different. Black women were not allowed to braid their hair the way you see a lot of black women braid their hair these days. They were required to have their hair in a conservative style, relaxed, look as close to Anglo-Saxon white as you possibly can. That's a whole fucked up argument in and of itself, okay? Nevertheless, there were fights, arguments, terminations. Once again, I've said it before, to get your civil rights, you always have to. There's always sacrifice and there's always casualties. Long story short, black women ultimately earned the right to wear braided hair. They still can't have like 80s punk rock, shock rock colors, blue, gray, purple, none of that shit. But they can wear their hair braided. It was considered that hair braiding is a time-honored tradition of African culture. There you go. This sagging thing, it's been going on for so long now. It has slowly become part of urban black culture. So I support the SAG, legally anyway. But if you go to do it, no tears when your SAG snag you up, okay? Which is exactly what happened here. Your gun's hanging out your ass, basically. Cops see it, and it's a fucking gun, okay? They said he had a bottle of gin too or whatnot, so it's not like he was, like if it was just simply an open alcohol infraction. Gunn completely refused to comply with orders, takes off running for his life. The best that I can give Blevins, as far as benefit of doubt, it's a possibility that he wasn't looking to actually turn the gun and shoot on the police. That's a possibility. We know for a fact that in that kind of a situation, a lot of them like to dump all evidence, and of course it's completely ridiculous. The cop is fucking hot on your trail. But he's just desperately looking to dump anywhere out of sight. So I think he may have wanted to pull the gun out of his sagging ass waistband to prepare to dump it somewhere the split second he's out of the cop's sight. Like if he can get far enough ahead of the cop, zigzagging through, and then toss the gun somewhere. Of course, that would not have worked, because trust me, they would have backtracked every zig, every zag with the fucking canines, found the gun, fingerprint. But of course, what do you expect? These guys, they smoke all kinds of fucking shit, man. They don't fucking think. So this guy now has the gun in his hand, and he's looking back at the cop. I'm sorry, dude, alright? I give the unarmed shootings the best. I'll call the cop out as being a fucking murderous pig if I see it that way. No. Like I said, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that maybe you weren't trying to shoot and that you were just looking to dump the gun. That being said, this shit just simply has to come to a halt, because we hear it from the family. He wasn't going to do anything with the gun. He wasn't, real life story. In the group home, sitting out on the front, Detroit, Michigan, front stoop, kid from the neighborhood comes along, pulls out a gun. We all run for our fucking lives and shit. And one of the girls there was a co-ed group home. She said, "Why y'all running? It's not like he shot the thing." So you're telling me you're so fucking stupid that you're okay with him A, having the gun, B, pulling the gun, and you don't find it as a possible threat to your fucking life until the bullet has been discharged from the goddamn chamber. Okay? I'm sorry, but police are indeed under enough stress as it is, okay? You can't fucking sit there and, enough. Nobody can read your fucking mind, man, alright? Just don't have the fucking gun. How about that, okay? Anyway, I'm 32. This is long. And, what was it? I'm gonna top off with Winslow Township, Whitehall Township. That shooting. It's preliminary. In all of these shootings, by the way, none of the major media will show it in entirety. You have to really go digging to see how things actually play out. They got all their fucking banners popping up on the screen, captioning banners, the banner of their channel. Do you want us to fucking see this shit or not? Alright? I can't fucking see, alright? Why can't you just play this shit unedited, nice and raw? Okay? You want the public to... Anyway. You do have to dig. And thank God, independent media, guys like your Tom Zebra and myself, and there's a Onus News and Ricky Monday. Thank God for these people, because they're going to put the shit up there just the way the shit fucking happened, usually. Anyway, so I'm going to say it's all preliminary, all very preliminary. I don't think that was a just shooting. I don't think it was a clean shooting. Yes, guy was destroying property. Yes, guy was acting erratic and manic. Yes, people have mental illnesses. There was nothing that I saw in that video that indicated that the guy had weapons, could hurt you, could be a threat to your actual life, okay? I want to be clear about that. I want to take back the could hurt you. Yeah, I suppose he could grab you. You could get into a tussling match and stuff like that. But you know what? You signed up for that job, all right? It's what you signed up for, okay? It's what you got your training for, okay? We can't just create a reality where the mentally ill or the intoxicated can just simply be gunned down maliciously. Oh well, you didn't comply with every little thing I said, so I'm just going to mow you down. In a preliminary, I don't see it as a clean shooting, and I think the DA in that particular case might want to consider some charges. All right, guys, super long. That's it. I'm back. Total Control 871.